for anybody that doesn't know, who you are or anything like that, basically the questions I like to start off these calls with is like, what is your business? Who do you serve? And how did you first find out about either me or Dog Connectors?
I honestly don't remember where we first connected. If it was, I must have seen one of your ads or something. I know it took me a year to make a decision, which is kind of funny.
I do
Um,
remember that.
you know, my experience, I don't know if it was unique, but we were having good growth, but I just knew there was so much more available to us. I knew there was more we could do, the more we should do. And the current marketing company I had was telling me, I mean, kind of tongue in cheek, but kind of not like, you should be happy with what you're getting. The rest of the industry is not growing anywhere near as fast as you are. And one that really was tongue in cheek is I think you're a little delusional about what you're expecting from your company. But my heart always told me we're such a unique product. And, talking to you and then talking to Tim, it's like you guys could tell me a cohesive plan of what you wanted to do and look at my business and go, wow, with the metrics you currently have, you should be doing X, Y, and Z. And it was hard because the first year I let it go, we grew 60% the first year, which isn't small growth, by the way. That's kind of why they're like, you're just crazy. This is that you can get more. Well, that was because we cut back Chewy, we cut back Petco. We cut back places that were stealing business from our website. And then I just knew there was more. There's still more because I'd go to these shows and you hear from customers like, man, I've never seen anything like this. And then I did the stupidest thing I've probably done in business so far is I made a transition in the fourth quarter on an e-commerce company. And I said, you know what, we're going to do this. I made a change in October and have never looked back. I mean, I am on a hamster on a really fast treadmill right now. So I can't say enough about Sebastian, about what you guys are doing. And truly, I get more and more impressed when I talk to Sebastian and he's not like, hey, I'm just pushing buttons. He's like, okay, so here's what I want to do in 6 months. We're going to run this campaign to see if we'll be ready for Q4. And I mean, I don't want to knock. I adore the people at the other company, but this is a real partnership. If we don't sell, I think you guys take it exceedingly personal because I run a platform like this, and you want to be able to talk about the platform. So yeah, super happy I'm here.
Yeah, no, I hear that a lot too, like business owners doing like 50, 60% in growth and really being kind of like content with that. And, ultimately you could just use data to like really see what constraints are holding back the company. And then if you just solve a couple of those constraints, it really can unlock a new revenue growth for a lot of different companies. And then specifically on what actually solves the constraints, it's usually like not really always in the ad account. So as I think,
Right.
yeah, what we've shown you is, looking outside of the ad account. Obviously, simplifying the campaign structures was one of the first things that we did for you guys, but really like on the content and the website piece of your business, that's usually where you're able to get those big unlocks inside of your company. As far as some of the key things that you've noticed or, key things that you wanted help with when you first started working with us, was there anything specific that you were like, I know if I could just fix this, it should be able to help grow my business? Or was it, we're not really sure what exactly it was to get higher than a 60% growth?
The only okay, looking at my beard here, right? I'm not a young man, so looking at the metrics that could come out there, you could lie to me and tell me, hey, when you see this one that says 90%, that's fantastic. I don't know. The one metric I did know though was ROAS, and we were advertising. I don't know if it was like $700 a day, $800 a day. It was a lot less than we are now. I think it was less than that, but we were getting like a seven, and I was smart enough to know that if you're getting a seven and you're doing $500 a day, you should be doing $800 a day. And then you should be doing $1,000 a day. And to get resistance on that was kind of weird. And you also hear that, well, in Facebook, you have to be careful how fast you accelerate. I understand. Let's accelerate. The one thing you guys have done that totally blew my mind, though, was your partnership with Econ Inbox. And our product is basically you buy it once in your life. Sometimes you buy three or four, but we're basically a one-off. We're a big, durable dog toy. And when you guys presented that to me, I'm like, you don't understand. We don't do a lot with follow-up email campaigns. We've tried it, doesn't work. Tried it, doesn't work.
And were you trying it
Okay.
internally or was it you hired other like email marketing agencies or what did that look like?
Both. Both. can tell the days that they drop something. All of a sudden our business has already gone like this with you and turn this hockey stick, but on a day-to-day we'll go like this, and oh look, they dropped an email, and then business takes off, and you can just calculate the days. And that alone has been a huge gain for us, a
Nice.
huge gain for us. And one of the big things as an entrepreneur, especially us, we're a smaller company, my wife and I, and one other person full-time and a bunch of part-timers, is you get caught in the weeds. And you have to trust who your partner is, that they're giving you good information. And we got bad information. So the big thing I saw from you guys was, let's keep seeing where the line is. And we're still trying to see where the line is. Sebastian, who's my rep with you all, has been great about, okay, we're not there yet. We keep pushing, and we haven't even got to the point where we have to tweak a lot yet. But there's a lot of tweaking. But what I knew in my heart was that there's more there. And you guys have proved that, yeah, there's a lot more there. I mean, I'm close your ears for a minute. I'm stunned how far we've gone, how fast we've done it. I mean, we're 300% in 4 months, and we're not even close, which also makes me mad that I'm a 7-year-old company, and with all I've been through for all those years, we could have been doing more all along.
What were some of the revenue figures you were doing before, and then where are you currently at right now?
So see if I can do this without doing something stupid. Let me just tell you what my Q1 was last year and the year before.
And also too, for anybody listening in on this, he mentioned Ecom Inbox, which is our sister agency, email marketing agency. So really us coming in and doing email marketing for you as well. Why do you think that was for, previously? Because it is a one-time product. I know is kind of initially something that you were believing. You're like, I'm not really going to be able to make revenue from email. Now I think you're doing over 30% of your revenue from email.
I think it goes to, you don't know what you don't know. He's doing a really good job of going out and targeting our abandoned cart people who are warm to us. And his content is great. The art is fantastic. The graphics are fantastic. The frequency of it is much better. But I think we were probably hitting him out there one time like, hey, here's a code, buy again. And he's just done a fantastic job of making it look a lot better.
Mm-hmm. And too, something people don't talk about is just how profitable email is once you already own the customer data. So like something we've seen for all of our clients, we worked with, over 45 pet brands. Sometimes the business model doesn't even make sense unless you have email, because it's like one of the most profitable ways of getting sales for your company. So it's really good to just inject cash into a company.
Yeah. And that's our next point is, Facebook is great for getting customers, but real life, you've only got so many, you can't put all your eggs into the Facebook basket for 10 years. So somewhere along the line, we're going to have to make a switch in this email marketing that's gaining more traction and more traction. It's the point that you guys are even talking to me about, hey, what if you created a toy that we could advertise to people just for a certain segment of time? Basically, how do we bring energy into what we're doing so we're not doing the same thing over and over again? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. A lot of the times we see, for example, our clients that, are doing like over $1 million a month, like a majority of how they're acquiring new customers is only a few products. But then what they do is just on the back end, they keep putting out new products that maybe wouldn't work for paid ads, but on the back end, you're able to sell it through like email, and just retention marketing strategies.
Okay. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Now I will preface it with, so 2 years ago, 22 in Q1, we did $70,000, but we also got hacked before that. We got hacked December 27th. By the way, big fun getting your site hacked. Facebook will take your money, no problem, but calling them to say, hey, we got hacked, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So then last year though, $135,000 for the quarter. This year for Q1, 435, comparing that to, so we're up something sloppy.
So monthly you're doing, well, last year you're probably doing like 10 to 30,000 a month.
No, yeah, because these are for the quarter. So last year we were doing probably about a little over $40,000 a month.
40,000.
Yeah. So last month we did 200. We're up 231% for the year right now. And again, I don't want to say we're not trying, but Sebastian's been kind of clear. He's like, we're not there yet. We don't know where there is. And I would have been, close your ears again, I would have been ecstatic if this is where we landed, but every day it's like, well, no, I think we got the next place. And then we have the next place. And it's kind of you become an overnight success after 5 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Like the longer you're in business, it really does like compound. You're building learnings on top of each other, and that's where you can have that hockey stick type of growth. And it's honestly just been incredible to just watch your business. And you are right. It's like, we just hit, $200,000 a month. We're scaling, but I mean, right now we're kind of inventory is like our main constraint right now.
Right.
So it's I'm very excited on just like all the ideas we kind of have planned behind the scenes once you let us open the floodgates.
Yeah, I'm giddy. I'm truly giddy. It's because really, I mean, I don't want to understate this. I mean, it becomes life changing. It really did, for me. I mean, and I've talked to a few people who've asked me how we're doing with you and my business. What you guys have done for me, I'm not sure you can do for everybody because it depends on who you are with and what your product is and that kind of stuff, right? But what we've been able to do with dog connectors, my wife and I, we can dream again. We have different problems now. I've got a bunch of people in the back now making toys as fast as they can. And again, I'm not made to be in a warehouse all day. Okay. I'm built to be on TV or something. But
Yes, sir.
anyway, but it's truly, we get to start thinking about, well, what's tomorrow look like? What's the next day going to be look like? And it really has been for us. And thank you to you and to Hunter and Sebastian. It truly has been life changing.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, that makes me super happy and yeah, that's awesome. And I know you even talked about kids' college and just being able to, support on that and some of those
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah,
so
I joke with Sebastian. I said someday kids will sing songs about us. They'll be in school singing, "Oh, how Sebastian changed Tether Tug," and you know,
yeah, yeah. So diving a little bit deeper on just like, those like just two or three like big needle movers. Like what do you feel like? I mean, that's very impressive to go from 40K to over $200,000 a month. Where do you feel like the biggest needle movers were in order to be able to achieve that for your business?
that's a great question because I think it's several. Our conversion rates up 60%. That's great. Our traffic rates up. So see if I can say this clearly. Sales are up 240%. Traffic's only up 130%. Conversions are up 60%. So obviously we're getting better people to the website to buy more product and then retargeting those people and getting them back in there. So it hasn't been wow, we really made a big difference here. It's a bunch of little steps. And I think those little steps equate to, you guys looked at my business and you looked at my web page and you looked at my landing pages and you looked at the campaigns and you said, oh, this could be better. And the people we had seemed like they knew what they were doing. And not to say, then they did know what they're doing, but I was talking to one of my partners a while back, and he said it's like there's a guy who's a football coach at high school, and then he becomes a football coach in college, and then he gets to a D1 school, and then he gets up to the pros. And I may have been at an NAIA football coach level. They know how to do stuff. They knew the blocking and tackling, but they didn't know that next level. And that's what you guys have brought is that next level because it's not one or two things. You didn't push a magic button. You looked at the whole scope of what we're doing. Even, okay, we're buried in inventory now. I'm 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks out on orders, which stinks, but it is what it is. And let's figure out how we can max this now. This is one of the really cool things is like Sebastian's looked at it and said, hey, we have limitations. So let's do this. Let's make this better for us. And that, let's do an A/B test on product. Let's plan 6 months out. Dude, that's solid stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I know kind of one of the things really like we've been working hard on is even just increasing your conversion rate. Cause it's like, we're not able to just really scale it right now. So, just one of the fastest ways to just become more profitable as a company is like take the same amount of traffic and convert a higher percentage of those people. And I know that's like a big focus just on, kind of in the meantime while we're just waiting for inventory stuff. But I think you are exactly right. Warren Buffett talks a lot on, I think it's called like the Palooza effect, where it's not usually just like one thing that gives like a hockey stick type of growth inside of a company. It's
Right.
often like multiple things. And a big problem I see in kind of our space is like you'll hire somebody like a marketer and they're really like only focused in on the ad account, but it's hardly ever like an ad account issue. Like it
Right.
requires all things working together. And then that's where it's like you have clear data on exactly what profit targets you were looking for. And as long as we're above those profit targets, well then let's keep growing. Let's scale
Exactly. And those are conversations that you don't get with every ad account. What are your profit targets? What are the metrics we need to keep an eye on? Where can we push? There's a lot. Well, because e-commerce is exploding, there's a lot of people who are throwing their name in the bucket. I mean, it's funny to me when I get an email from a guy who says, "Hey, we can 3x you." Like 3x what? We can get you where your ad account will do a 3x. Like a 3x, I quit for a 3x. I can't afford that. But that's what they want me to sign up for, so I can get a 3x on my ad account, because they did it for a lipstick company or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's not the one. And that's part of the exciting part. I mean, it's not like you fix one thing. All of this stuff is rising now. And yeah, I'm exhausting myself thinking about it.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Cool. So I mean, what's on the horizon for you? Like what I know I know Sebastian and the team has talked on, some of the goals 6 months out, but like for you personally, like what are some things that, goals you have? Maybe it's revenue targets that you want to hit. Maybe it's outside of work, just life outside of work, any vacations, what's going on?
So I mentioned that, this transition's helped my wife and I to be able to dream a little more. When we started into our world as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of different factors that came into it and why we moved from California to Missouri. But we ended up liquidating ourselves basically just to kind of keep ourselves going while we were doing this. And there was a lot of, I'm not sure where we're going, that had to do with partners and things like that. But we're stable now. But there's a lot of people who are at my age who are like, okay, I'm ready to just to call it. They're ready to retire and call it in. I'm not there yet, but through this, I can see where I want to go next. And it's pleasant. We've outgrown our building that we moved into in June. So we get to go look for a new building and build something. We get to think about how we will travel and how this will become a lifestyle business for us, because it's getting to a point where I don't, with you guys doing your job, I don't need to be here every day. Once we get all the inventory parts fixed and figured out. And for a lot of my generation, it's not retiring. If you own your own business, you don't retire from it. You just keep it in between the bumpers, and then go live. And we're getting to where we can do that now, where we can see, hey, we're going to take a month off. We're going to go do this. We're going to go buy this piece of property and develop it for our new office. I mean, as far as professionally for the company, what we're going to do is we're getting a chance to step back and the old work on your business, not in your business. So how do I get new products? How do I make something special for Sebastian? Which is funny to say. It's, I'm going to make it for him so he has something he can go work with, and also keep making all of our products better. How do we make everything better? We're getting a chance to step out. And it's not, this will sound silly, it's not just step out and look at how to make it better, but it's wanting to and having the excitement to, and being able to take time to listen to customers. And I mean, I know I sound so Pollyanna, like, oh, it's so wonderful. It's, lollipops and sprinkles and ice cream, but it's truly what we've been able to do now. And if we're at 200,000, there's no reason we're not going to 4. There really isn't. And then we can probably get to 5 and really tell it's going to become a $10 million company. And then your eyes just roll, spin, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm excited for you. It's gonna happen.
Thank you.
That's good. Are you
Thank
are
you.
you thinking
I
RV
can
life?
exercise again.
There we go. You can exercise again. Are you thinking RV life and go travel out west or
Okay, so it's funny about RVs, because when I was your age, I looked at people who drove RVs and like, man, that's a bunch of old people. It's a fascinating idea for me now. Yeah, getting an RV and taking off for for 3 months,
I know.
especially living in the Midwest where winter's a little rough. Like, I'm in. Let's go. We're at a different level than where I can think, and the stress is a lot less. And my
Mhm.
gosh, you know this. Even having a successful business, there's stress, right? There's stress in life, but it's a different kind of, let's get our orders out, as opposed to, how do we do payroll?
Yeah, you feel good about that, just predictability inside your business for new customers.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Super excited.
Cool. Final question for you. Let's say somebody's watching this or in like our retargeting sphere of ads. What would you say to them if, they're on the fence, they haven't pulled the trigger? What would you say to them?
Well, and I have said it to them. You guys just signed up one of my friends.
Thank you for the referral.
Yeah, you're welcome. I would say to them, that, and I've had another conversation with somebody, I forget who they were even with. You do have to understand what your business is, what your product is, and who you're currently dealing with. But we hire marketing companies because we're not experts in it. And you have to be able to define who is the expert. And if you're looking outside where you currently are, you're not happy with where you are. Dog Connectors is very good at two things. They just do ecom and they just do pets. They understand who we are and what we are. And here's my scenario. I did this. I mean, I just gave you numbers. And when I did 69 or 70,000 for a quarter, I was happy. And then 143, I was ecstatic. But you don't know where they can go until you get a good quality company involved. And Dog Connectors is a good quality company because they're doing all the things that you don't have time to do. The vision. I mean, my gosh, you guys are out there saying, hey, in 6 months, we're going to do this. You're already planning my Q4. It was one of the reasons why I left. I couldn't get a Q4 in December. What are we going to do? I don't know. We got a lot going on. But I would encourage anybody who's thinking about it, talk to Tim. Tim's very good. He's the sales guy. Talk to Austin. That's you. He's the face. And let them tell you, because they really do lay out a plan. And they don't lay out a plan based on hope. They do it based on your numbers, based upon your vision, based upon what you're capable of. Talk to them. Call
Cool.
me. I don't care. You've already heard my spill though.
Awesome. Well, this was incredible. Really appreciate the interview. Thank you for your time, David. If anybody wants to like follow you or get in touch with you, do you have do you have an Instagram or anything like that? Do you want to be
Do you
followed?
see this beard? Do I look like I have an Instagram? Come on now. Yeah. If
Oh
you want to
yeah.
get hold of me, have any questions, David, David at tetheredtug.com comes right to me. Shoot me an email and I'm happy to talk to you about what's going on here and tell you how they've changed things for us.
Cool. All right, David. Well, super appreciate you jumping on, and yeah, we'll talk in Slack, and yeah, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Austin. Have a great day.
You too. I'll see you. Bye.